It seems that Africa is starting to split into two separate continents. Yeah, Doug Delone is here with more on this giant crack in the earth that is just growing daily. Doug, what's happening here? The ground beneath East Africa is shifting, reshaping our world. A continent is slowly splitting, making way for a brand new ocean where land once stood. And this isn't some distant future, it's happening now. Tectonic plates are pulling the Earth's crust apart in ways no one imagined. Scientists have tracked these changes for years, but nothing prepared them for what's next. Then Elon Musk's AI system ran the numbers, and the results were terrifying. Join us as we uncover the East African Rift, the birthplace of a new ocean. Unlock the mysteries of Beyond Secrets. Be the first to like and subscribe. But before we dive into why this is such a big deal, let's start with the basics. You may have heard of the Great Rift Valley, but the East African Rift is actually a separate geological phenomenon. This massive fracture stretches thousands of kilometers across East Africa, from Ethiopia's Afar region down to Mozambique. It's a developing boundary where the continent is splitting into two tectonic plates, the Somali Plate to the east and the Nubian Plate to the west. While it's moving at just 6 to 7 millimeters per year, that's significant in geological terms, especially considering its long-term impact. Rather than a single crack, the rift is a system with two main branches. The Eastern Rift, also known as the Gregory Rift, runs from Ethiopia through Kenya and into Tanzania, home to dramatic landscapes and Rift Valley lakes. The Western Rift, or Albertine Rift, borders Uganda, Rwanda, the DRC, and Burundi, featuring rugged terrain and some of Africa's deepest lakes, like Tanganyika and Malawi. This slow but powerful process has carved deep basins, towering cliffs, and vast valleys, shaping Africa's geography for millions of years. The rift isn't just a straight split, it's a network of faults and smaller basins that interact in complex ways. Near Ethiopia, it meets the Afar Triple Junction, where three tectonic plates pull away from one another, branching toward the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Adding to the intrigue is the Victoria Microplate, a smaller tectonic plate between the eastern and western rifts. Unlike most plates, which move in line with the rift system, this one rotates in the opposite direction, likely due to variations in the Earth's lithosphere. Looking at the bigger picture, the East African Rift is proof that Africa's landscape is in constant motion. Though slow on a human timescale, these forces are reshaping the continent and will eventually create an entirely new ocean. The question is, how soon will it happen? Ethiopia's Afar region is no stranger to earthquakes, and the Earth is never truly still. In 2005, one of the most dramatic geological events in modern history unfolded in Ethiopia's Afar region. This wasn't just another earthquake or volcanic eruption. It was a powerful shift signaling that the African continent itself was tearing apart. For weeks, the land literally split open. Tremors shook the ground, deep fissures appeared, and volcanic ash filled the sky. Scientists witnessed a rare glimpse into the forces shaping our planet, a process that may one day create a new ocean. The Afar Depression, a rift in motion, is located in northern Ethiopia. Here, three massive tectonic plates, the African, Somali, and Arabian, are slowly pulling apart. Normally, these movements occur deep beneath the ocean, but here the process is happening on land, offering a front-row seat to continental breakup. Then came September 2005. It began with small tremors that rapidly escalated. Within a month, the ground had split by 26 feet, dropping sections by up to 5 feet. The landscape was permanently reshaped. But what shocked scientists most was the speed. Tectonic plates usually shift just centimeters per year, yet here the movement happened in days. Adding to the chaos, the Dabahu volcano erupted on September 26, sending ash into the sky. Fissures spewed heat, molten rocks surged upward, and nearby volcanoes, dormant for years, suddenly sank by up to 10 feet, a rare glimpse into Earth's transformation. This wasn't just another seismic event, it was a rare demonstration of how continents break apart. Earthquakes cracked the land, volcanic activity filled the gaps, and the cycle continued. Most new oceanic crust forms under the sea beyond human reach. But here in Afar, it was happening on land, something seen in only one other place, Iceland. Using seismic data, satellite radar, and GPS tracking, scientists monitored how magma moved beneath the Earth's crust. Between 2005 and 2010, researchers identified 13 separate magmatic events, each contributing to the region's ongoing transformation. Cutting-edge technology like synthetic aperture radar interferometry allowed precise measurements of the shifting landscape. The 2005 event disrupted local communities, displacing settlements and creating health risks from volcanic ash. But it also brought global attention to the Afar Depression, raising awareness of geohazards through media, museum exhibits, and science programs. Fast forward to today, and the Earth is once again reminding us of its restless nature. In Ethiopia's main rift, earthquakes between 4.3 and 5.1 magnitude recently rattled the region, raising concerns of another major event. The strongest, a magnitude 5.1 quake, struck near the Fentale volcano, shaking towns and even reaching Addis Ababa. These tremors are the latest signals of the immense forces at work in the East African Rift. Could they be a warning of something bigger, a volcanic eruption or another dramatic geological shift? Only time will tell. Unlike most earthquake-prone regions, the East African Rift is a place where seismic activity isn't just common, it's expected. This massive crack in the Earth's crust is slowly pulling apart, creating stress points where the land shifts, cracks, and sometimes moves violently. While these shifts usually unfold over thousands of years, there are times when the process accelerates, just like now. Scientists believe these quakes aren't just caused by tectonic forces. Volcanologist Tom Pfeiffer suggests they may result from shallow magma intrusion, molten rock pushing toward the surface. If true, the risk of a volcanic eruption has significantly increased. History shows this is possible. The Fentale volcano, last active in 1820, has a record of eruptions, and recent tremors could signal its awakening. However, monitoring this region is difficult. Unlike California or Japan, Ethiopia has fewer seismic instruments, meaning many smaller quakes likely go undetected. To understand what's happening beneath the surface, researchers rely on satellite imagery, GPS data, and ground reports. What's clear is that this isn't random, it's part of the continent's slow but inevitable split. The Nubian and Somali plates are drifting apart, triggering quakes, deepening cracks, and allowing magma to rise. For some areas, this means volcanic eruptions. For others, the formation of new valleys and lakes. Eventually, these events will create a new ocean in East Africa. But for the 3.4 million people living near the Fentale volcano, this is more than a geological phenomenon, it's a real threat. Towns like Metahara and Awash are in the middle of the rift zone, and authorities are urging residents to stay alert for possible evacuations. Scientists continue to monitor the activity. Satellite images reveal subtle shifts in the landscape, possibly indicating magma movement. Using radar interferometry, researchers detect crust deformations in real time, improving their understanding of how the rift is evolving. One of the most visible signs of this ongoing process is a massive crack in Kenya, a stark reminder that Africa is being torn apart. This fissure first grabbed headlines in March 2018 when it suddenly appeared near Mai Mahiu, west of Nairobi. Stretching for miles and over 50 feet deep, it seemed to open overnight. This crack is a clear sign that the Somali Plate, which includes Kenya, Ethiopia, and Tanzania, is drifting away from Africa due to the East African Rift. While a complete split will take 50 million years, its effects are already visible. Over time, the widening rift will give birth to a new ocean. Now East Africa is on the same path. The Afar Depression, already below sea level, is expected to be the first region to flood as seawater seeps in. Scientists estimate that within 5 to 10 million years, a brand new ocean will emerge, separating the Somali Plate from Africa. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more educational content. Thanks for watching.